Hi.
Ah.
Right? That's me. I think you and I are pretty quiet today. I don't know. And Kat, who's saying
Hi,
hi.
Cat.
I feel kind of like I might be attempting something that's going to cause my PC to slow way down. Just so you guys are aware.
Okay, good to know.
So I have a picture. Hey, Merrick. Doing good so far. That's fine by us. Although this is the night stream, which we usually are a little bit more loose about the night stream than the day stream. So, although I'm totally okay with respecting your statement, just want you to know that the night stream is generally. That's not what I want to do, but that's okay. All right.
As you,
I have a
as you,
picture of my sister here, my little floofy sister, in 1979. This is Monty's Pizza. This guy was the head of Monty's Pizza at the time in 79, which was in the same spot as Bojo's was for a very long time. In fact, I think Bojo's bought the building out from Monty's Pizza. And that was the original location that was at 80th and Wadsworth. So my sister won third place on their little drawing thing. And this picture has been sort of a problem for a very long time because it looks like this originally. And the film had gone super red. And that's because it was a film picture. And this has been sort of a picture our family has had for a long time. And it's been one of those where, for a long time, people were just kind of like, well, I guess we're just going to have to accept that it's red. So I've been going through and I've been doing some Photoshop tricks on it. And I will actually redo the Photoshop trick so I can show you guys what I did if you're ever interested in doing the same thing. Do you guys ever have super red pictures? I don't know why you want that to do this, but hey, who knows? So this is your Photoshop thing for today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to image adjustments. I'm not going, yeah, and I'm going to go down to photo filter. Photo filter is there in this, and it brings up this warming filter, right? Which, if you use the warming filter, it just turns it even more, you know. So I'm going to show you the trick we use. Click on the photo filter, and over here, you bring up the color picker. Here's our color picker right here. I'm going to take the uh, tech or the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to find some piece of white here, which luckily happens to be Gia's entire picture. So I'll click on that, and that gives us this pink. That's this prevailing thing. You take the A there on lab, and you minus it. Hit a minus, fork, like that. And what that does is that neutralizes that red. So now you can see the red's gone. So that super red that was going on here is totally gone. Now we're going to play the game of going under filter. We hit camera raw filter, and that brings it up into this section here. And this is using the camera tools for all of this stuff. And I can already see our exposure is crap, right? This is the exposure zone right through here. The highlight zone is very, very low. All we've got is effectively shadows. So it's going to be a mess. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into basic. I'm going to bring the exposure up, right? So that brings it to the middle there. I'm going to bring the highlights up and drop the shadows down. And bring the whites up and drop the blacks down. That's bringing out a lot more of this picture. I'm going to use texture and then clarity. That brings that out. And then I'll use the dehaze tool. This dehaze tool is one of my favorite things. Hey, Brent, this dehaze tool right here, because it cuts pretty much all the haze out of it. So, going away there. So now we're getting down into the actual photograph. The photograph's starting to come out. I can bring up the exposure a little bit more and dehaze a little bit more. Right, get the clarity going here. A little more clarity. Then I'm noticing my temperature is going a little hot into the purple. So I'm going to bring it over to the green and then look at that. That's not going to be what we want. I can tell already. So I'm not going to mess with these guys. We're going to do another run on the filters. But first, we're going to fix some things. I'm going to bring out the vibrance, which brings up the color, and the saturation. But we don't want to go too high that it rings. Rated R for really awesome. Okay. Now, no matter what, you can see that there is an insane amount of grain in this picture. It's a very grainy picture. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is go down here to detail. I'm going to use the sharpening tool, noise reduction, and color noise reduction. Most of this is noise reduction that needs to be done, right? So I'll bring that up, and now you can see what it's done to the picture, right? We've gone from here, where it's all grainy, and using the noise reduction, I can bring out a lot more of that. It just medians out the picture. Now, this where you can see that it's like a different color here and a different color there, we'll run the color noise reduction too, and that'll stabilize that a little bit so that you don't have all this weird crap going on. Then I'll run the sharpening tool and then see what we can do there. All we get is JPEG artifacts, so I'm not going to sharpen anymore here. I'm going to use the AI tools for sharpening. Okay? But now we've gotten a lot of that. The AI tools are super intensive. Yep. The AI tools are ridiculously intensive. So the moment that I hit these buttons, I'm going to start chugging out. So just be aware of that, right? We're going to check a couple of other things before we do this, though. Like we've got some optics things that we can do here. We can get rid of the vignette, which is this like shade going around it here. So you can see how we've got kind of that's called the vignetting, right? So we can neutralize that vignetting a little bit and bring it down, and then that'll get rid of some of that crap that's on either side. Yeah, it'll be pretty brutal, right? Then the effects, we've got grain, we've got the vignetting. These are all effects that you can add. We're not going to mess with that. Color mixer. The other thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring down these reds because they are super hot, right? So bring down some of those reds. Not enough that it flushes out the flesh colors. Some of this orange too. It's going to take that heat away, right? And bring in, that was mostly a wood place. So, and we've also, his shirt is just a little hot on the purples. Shouldn't be that hot. And blues and magentas. There we go. Because his shirt was a blue color, not a magenta color. Okay. Now, kind of looking around here, I've still managed to retain the color of, especially my sister's artwork. Kind of do that. I usually just give a little bit of that kind of going on there. Okay. So from this point, then, we've now got a lot more of this recovered. I love the fact that this is a cigarette machine. I didn't notice that until now, but that's definitely a cool cigarette right there. So, welcome to the 70s, folks. Welcome to the 70s. Okay, we'll hit OK. We go from here to here. So our steps have been so far here. Then we apply the photo filter, which gets rid of that red. And then we applied the camera raw filter, which brought out all of the colors. Next thing we're going to do is start the AI. As soon as I start AI, this thing gets super chuggy. So I'm going to get all chuggy. So here are my neural filters. I'm going to bring them up.
He is getting chuggy with it.
Do what?
I said you are getting chuggy with it.
Yep. You get all chuggy with it. Okay. First thing I really want to do is get into the restoration modes. So I'm going to hit JPEG artifacts removal, and I will see you in a few minutes. Bork. Getting all jellicle here. All right. All that really did in this instance was kind of get rid of some of the artifacts that were going around here, hanging out. So next, I'm going to activate the photo restoration. More chuggy. Okay. There we go. You can see that it has now brought out the details on both my sister's face and whatever that guy's name is. Doesn't really matter. So I also have scratch reduction. The moment I activate scratch reduction, things are going to get ugly again. So let's bring up that. All right. It didn't clear up the scratches right through his eyes, which is kind of sad, but it did clear up a lot of the errors around a lot of this around the outside and stuff like that, along with all of these things here, and it made it a whole lot better. So, generally speaking, though, like if you look at his shirt down here versus his face, it's kind of hard to see because my face is in the way. But look at his face. We'll get a little closer here. You can see that, you know, his shirt looks grainy and fuzzy and out of focus, and his face looks pretty sharp. So usually I actually like to bring back the enhanced face to at least the photo enhancement side so that they at least match in that instance. Bring it back a little. Otherwise, it looks a little too smooth on their faces. Now, one of the things that I am curious about, we've gotten all of this sort of cleaned up. through this is I'm wondering what happened if I hit colorize. Right? No, that just made a mess. That's all right. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. That's okay. I don't need to worry about it. Now, in here, we've got noise reduction, color noise reduction, and all the same things we just had in the other place, the other location. I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to try to look at noise reduction. Let's get some of the noise out. Hey, Czar. Processing power. All right. Hello, Zarbon15. You probably didn't hear me because I'm using a ton of processing power right now, and so we keep chugging out while I try to fix this picture. So this is a photograph, as I was saying. This is a photograph of my sister back in 1979. And we're doing a Photoshop restoration of this photograph. Started out, after we save this, tell if it's frozen or saving.
Yes. Everything, all at once. Hello, Zarbon.
It is doing both, we think. All right. So here's what we've got so far. We started with this. We applied a photo filter, camera raw filter, and then we added the neural filters. And now we're here. This is probably a little bit more dramatic if I zoom in on my sister's face. Well, it gave her brown eyes, which I think is funny. And we look at it this way. So, started here, applied the photo filter, the camera raw filter, and then the neurals. If you ever wondered what the power of Photoshop was, that's it right there. The fact that this is a recoverable picture at all is astonishing to me.
And then I saw his face. And now I'm a believer.
Yep. But what I want to fix are these two scratches. This is going to be Mango. I'm going to take the healing brush tool. That's the Band-Aid on this side. I'm going to bring my healing brush size down quite a bit. And with the pen, I'm going to be able to catch a source point like here. Just tap in here. Let's get rid of that. Right. Now, in this instance, it's not wanting to. So I'm going to have to get a little bit of help here. And when my mom took this picture, she took it with a flash. So I'm going to leave this light in the center of the eyes there because that's the flash. I am somewhat offended that my sister has brown eyes now, so we will fix this. My sister has no more brown eyes than I do. So we'll do a quick little, kind of not complicated, but somewhat difficult jaunt here. We'll just do this real quick. Now she looks like Firestarter, which is the way I perceived her pretty much at this time in my life. So there's that. All right. Nope. That's what you think of Otto. Here it comes. It's like, no, really, that's the right colors. Oh.
It looks like you're trying to fix a photo. Would you like help?
Can I teach you a lesson? I don't know if you're familiar with what I'm referring to whenever I do that. So, Lower Decks has now introduced Badgie, which is effectively Clippy, but it's a badge, like a Delta, Starfleet Delta.
Okay.
And he shows up on the holodeck as an assistant to help you in holodeck programs. He's Clippy, except that he's psychotic. So he starts with, "Can I teach you a lesson?" And that's, instead of "Can I help you?" Which of course later on, as you might imagine, he's psychotic. He tries to teach you a lesson,
Yeah.
because it's Lower Decks and this is the way things go all the time. This is how Lower Decks ends up. So yeah, every time you do that, all I can do is think of Badgie.
Well, mine's a Clippy joke, anyways, so
Yeah,
it works.
it works. Talk about gamma correction on this. That's this brightness knob right here. We can adjust it. We can move the offset one way or the other in this instance too, which will give us sort of a straight up sort of thought process here. Because yeah, you're being a twit. Stop. Right. That has not helped me any at all. I don't think popping up the vibrance will help either. Well, it might now that we've done some adjustments. All right. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. Considering where I started, this is downright amazing. Hmm. Just so you guys can remember where we started here and we ended up here. And that's not bad.
What do you mean, not bad? That's amazing.
I'm pretty pleased. Like I said, this is a family picture that everybody was very fond of, but it was red. And we just sort of got to the point where we accepted it was going to be red. Dad had left the film in a drawer too long in the heat. It went wonky. We got another one here. It's going to be kind of difficult to get. There's data here, but it's hard to get to. My sister being a demon child. Just saying. My sister's a demon child. It's just the way it is. Thank you, Cat. I don't know if I can get anything on this one. Let's see. Let's see what we can get. Do the same trick. Start the same trick here. Find something white, like right here, and flip that. That's giving me this green. Oof. Sure isn't a lot there, is there? Not a lot to work with. Maybe that's better. There we go. That looks a little bit more human-ish. I have to bring that green down, but that's all right. There isn't a lot, is there? Just not a lot to work with here.
Woo!
Holy cow, look at you. 6 pages work. If you guys are wondering, Kat is broadcasting out on our Discord channel. You know I hear whenever you're messing with it, right? Just saying.
Huh?
George is trying to get to my swamp cooler again.
Oh.
Okay. We're good, man. You do you. We'll be right here. Wondering why we're still struggling over the things, as we oft do. No, just leave it in the center. You feeling like you need some scritches? Is that the battle plan? Scritches. Here first. Get scritches first. There's just not a lot I can do to remove or to repair the data failure on this. I mean, it's still good. I mean, don't get me wrong. We started here.
And you've done a lot to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you
we
brought it
pulled a lot of
from.
data out of it. But I don't think I'm going to get much further than that. The weirdest part about this particular picture is, this is the same setup, this picture here. It's just obviously the flash didn't go off or whatever. Oh, that's at Jeannie's house. Huh. That's interesting. Is it at Jeannie's house? Yeah, there's Jeannie. Maybe it was at Jeannie's house. Jeannie was my grandmother's best friend. That's her right here. This is my mom's best friend. And Jeannie was a war bride from World War II. And she had the most fascinating story. She was from Belgium. She had been, when they liberated Belgium, her future husband and her kind of met up in a bar. And like this whole thing, and she came over on a Liberty ship during World War II. And like she was there during the Blitz and during the German occupation and all of this stuff. And it was a fascinating discussion. And I just, on a whim, just before I went to Japan, I went over to her house and sat down with her and took a little recorder and just said, "Hey, tell me all about your history." And I recorded it as an MP3. And then she passed away. And I, it was very sad because she's effectively a member of the family and stuff like that. But, she also was, 20 in World War II. So you can't expect miracles out of her. So she passed away. And when she passed away, I met up with her daughters and I was like, "I've got a recording of your mom." I went over there and sat down with her and just recorded her and got her to tell her life story. And they just burst into tears. It was like, "I can't believe you recorded her voice." And I was like, "Yeah, I do that with everybody now. I record everybody." But yeah, it was very nice, very sweet. I recently met up with one of them and was like, "Have you listened to the recording of your mom?" And not yet. I can't bring myself to do it. Okay, that's fair. Yep. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, that's me right there. This is me. I'm very small. Since this is my sister's, I would assume third birthday, maybe second, no, first birthday. This is her first birthday. I am a whopping 4 years old at this point. There's me at 4, wearing very 70s clothes. Look at those. Look at that. Look at that. That's funny. All right. I am done messing with this. And this is so wild because the arc on this one page, this is my sister and me. There's me. I'm so cute. Right, my sister and me at Christmas in 79. So this is Christmas 79, Christmas 79. This is 76, 76, 76, 76. Also 79, 76. And then this is like 1995 right here. It's like, whoa. Because there's my sister right there. And this is her in her army years. I can tell by her haircut. It was when she was in the service. So it's like, just like jump. Oh, here's my sister, and then there's my sister. 2 different years right there. This is her in army years, and this is her when she was with Santa Claus. Kind of wild,
Well, there you go.
right? I want to work on my script, though. As much fun as this has been, I don't want to mess with this much more. So we'll save this down and close it and close you. All right. Then you did the thing too. Dang it. There's no header. I've got no header on this. I can't close it. There's no header. That's wild. Manually close it. Close that. There we go. You know what we're missing? Music.
Yeah, music could be nice.
Otherwise, we're just listening to my swamp cooler behind me sing the song of its people.
Yeah.
A universal stick figure for Chang, and my universal stick figure for Mayral. The ponytail. That's how you can tell. It's the ponytail.
This page is done. Well, not done, but written.
And
there goes the cup.
Officially down. The cup's down.
He gave up on the AC unit and killed the cup.
Right? It's like, can't solve that swamp cooler, so might as well kill a cup. The actual AC unit sits over there. I'm going to bring it over here in the next couple of days. It's going to get pretty hot in here, so need to bring that over. But he keeps sitting on it, and all of the controls are touch controls on the top of it. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do about him not butt dialing random crap out of my AC unit.
Oh
This is what he did
why is it the Ice Age in here?
Right? He's been butt dialing the Ice Age, guys. Oh, man. I'm the only person who has a cat who butt dials, I swear. Yeah, Alfie. See you later, Alfie.
Oh, that's not good.
Don't miss the bus. See you later, Alfie. Good luck.
Did they catch their bus?
No, I think they missed it.
No!
No. Poor Alfie. Poor Alfie. I'm serious. This starting to run out of steam. Oof. I may have to bow out early tonight. It's been one thing after another for the last 2 days. Not sleeping enough at night, so I'm a little dragged out.
It's been kind of a weird couple of days, anyways.
Yeah. Leave it alone. I know it's got water in it. That doesn't instantly make it yours.
But what's yours is his.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his is his. And what has water in it is his.
Especially that part. Kablam!
Kablam.
I don't know. It was just a loud noise.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm bowing out. I'm plugged a hole in one sequence and then created a problem in the middle of that sequence I'm going to have to go fix.
What's
Which
the
is,
problem?
oh, I just added too many pages. Might have to rearrange some pages to get some of these pages cleared up. But I need to add another page in here. But you can't have 33 pages, so I'll have to figure out how to gain real estate somewhere, which is fine. I just don't have it in me tonight to struggle with it.
Ah.
It's not a problem. It'll be fine.
Okay, well, you want to call it here? It's kind of a quiet
do.
evening, and we're only a half an hour away from closing, so
My thought too. As long as we're not abandoning Cat. Sorry, Cat. We don't mean to abandon you, man. Just saying, we love you. We love you, man. We love you. Yeah. So we'll be back again tomorrow morning, though, and I will have gotten some sleep, which is something I desperately need. Okay.
yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, then I'll bow out. Are you going to bow out too, there, Cam?
Yeah, I'm going to bow out.
Okay, we'll see you
I'm
all.
at a good stopping point with this page because I got it sketched. So.
Right. All right. So we'll see you all later. And remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Good night, everybody.
Bye.